South Africa welcomes the global goal on adaptation that has just been adopted here at the International Climate Conference COP28 in Dubai. This is something our country, together with the African continent, have struggled for many, many years. The decision recognizes theme areas for adaptation action. It has measurable targets and it is time-bound. It also recognizes the importance of securing adequate public finance for adaptation for developing countries. In this context, South Africa also welcomes the language in the global stocktake, which recognizes and underscores that the impacts of climate change will be less if we achieve the 1.5 degree temperature increase goal than if we move to a 2-degree scenario. Through our facilitation of the global stocktake, we emphasized that climate ambition must be balanced across mitigation, adaptation, and means of implementation. We also emphasize the principle of equity and common but differentiated responsibilities and capabilities according to national circumstance. We therefore welcome the decision to operationalize the Loss and Damage Fund, Just Transition's Pathway Work Program, the Mitigation Work Program, and also the final text on the global stocktake. These decisions are in line with our national framework on just transition, in particular the recognition of the country's right to pursue its climate resilience path in the context of sustainable development and poverty eradication. For the first time, we have language which calls for transitioning away from fossil fuels in energy systems in a just and orderly manner, which is equitable, and so that we achieve net zero in 2050 as advised by the best available science. COP28 has adopted a decision co-facilitated by South Africa to implement the new work program on just transition pathways. The decision underscores the importance of finance, technology development, and transfer and capacity building support to achieve just and equitable transitions nationally and globally. This all of society and all of economy transition approach represents a progression and evolution in the international community's collective understanding of just transitions that in the past has tended to focus very narrowly just on the energy sector and related workforce issues. South Africa particularly welcomes the strong human rights, inclusive and participatory approach in the decision to nationally defined just transitions, in which all stakeholders have a role to play and the right to development is respected. This is fundamental to the achievement of climate justice at both the national and international level. We're also pleased to see that the final text takes a stand against unilateral measures such as CBAM. The decision emphasizes that unilateral measures should not constitute a means of unjustifiable or arbitrary discrimination or a disguised restriction on international trade. Instead, the decision calls for greater cooperation and support aimed at achieving sustainable economic development and development in all countries, thus enabling them to better address the problem of climate change. The decisions lay out a clear process to move forward current discussions on the new financial goal for the post-2025 era. It mandates that the new goal should aim at achieving parity between mitigation and adaptation finance. The decision underscores the importance of reforming the multilateral financial architecture, and it calls for scaled up climate finance from multilateral financial institutions that utilizes primarily grant-based and concessional instruments.